Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I hope you're well. Let me try to get my foot out of the way without knocking you over. So, anyway, um, let's talk about liars. Let's talk about liars, okay? If you are dealing with a mentally disordered person, diagnosed or undiagnosed, narcissist or non-narcissist, just a disturbed person, period. Um, Regardless of what their reasoning is, they don't have to be disordered to be a liar. Although normal people don't normally, everything out their mouth is a fantastical lie. That is not normal for people to do that. And if it is normal, there's your sign. Okay? So I told you guys on more than one occasion that hippie is a case study of what a narc looks like. A malignant narcissist, which is worse than a narcissist, okay? Case study. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say they could take his life and all the handouts, free handouts he got, for expensive handouts he got from his parents. This is freeloading off of other people. This is using other people. All the lies that have been told are typical of pathological liars. He's a malignant narcissist, which I said is like, basically it's like a narcissist on steroids. I mean, just malignant is worse than just narcissism. And there's different levels of narcissism as well. There are some people that are on the milder end, milder end of the spectrum, and then there's other people that are wow. Okay, like wow. And he's on the wow side. Here's a sign in case you didn't know. If you're going to meet someone's parents, listen carefully, boys and girls. If you're going to meet somebody's parents or their closest friends, if they have any, they usually don't have any because people get tired of their shit. They'll call associates, friends, and they're not. They're associates. Co-workers, they'll call them friends, and they're not. They're co-workers. But they're nice to you because I have to look at your ass every day, and I got to deal with you every day. So those aren't what I call friends, okay? They can be buddy-buddy with you at work because if they're not, it makes everybody's life a living hell, all right? So if you're going to meet someone's parents or someone close to them, if they even have anybody close to them, but family in particular, and they tell you, the narc tells you, don't tell my parents, don't mention that in front of my parents. Do you know why they're saying that? Because they know what they're saying is a crock of bullshit. They know their parents would be like, you told this person what? Tell me more. Tranquility, tell me more. Yeah. Now, some of the ploys that he used when I was in a manipulationship, not a relationship. So I've been single for many, many years because dealing with him is not what I would call a relationship. It was a manipulationship. He's only going to be involved with a person if it benefits his ugly ass. Anyway, he ran across the football field with, I'm a Saxon. I'm a Saxon. I'm a Saxon. He ain't no fucking Saxon. Saxons believe, he just ran across the football field. Saxons believe that if there's a problem in the relationship, it's always the man's fault because he didn't keep the relationship together. Now, is that true or not? I don't know. Does that apply to him? No, it's just a crock of bullshit to make somebody go, oh, really? Interesting. So he ran across the football field with that. He didn't want that mentioned in front of his parents because he don't want his parents to know that he's crazier than what they think he is. He ran across the football field with, I'm into Robin Hood, and he's a Saxon like me, and him and the guy that he always ran off with, we're involved sorry, were involved. They're in a gay relationship and all this other shit. Now, he didn't want that mentioned. Obviously, he doesn't want that mentioned because they'll be like, he's talking to you about what? I mean, the shit that comes out of his mouth, the bullshit that comes out of his face. He don't want his parents to go, what the fuck? Which they would have. Now, I know everybody has different quirks, so I don't knock you for your quirks. If you're into a fictional character, well, yeah. If you're into somebody that doesn't exist, that's on you. One of my friends is into superheroes. He lives in New York. Any movie that comes out that pertains to superheroes, honey, he goes. He goes. Superman, Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, Catwoman, whatever they are. I can't think of them off the top of my head. But whatever superheroes are in the movies, honey, he's going. Because I laughed and I said, you really think you're a superhero, huh? He goes, I am. I'm like, okay. So everybody has quirks that they're into. That, you're into them and other people are like, okay. You know what I mean? It's not their thing, but that's your thing. Well, he was trying to use this Saxon thing and the thing all about, this fictional character. He's just trying to perpetrate that I'm good like him. I'm like Robin Hood. I'm a good person, I hope you can still see me. Someone is writing me. So, anyway, I'm a good person like him. And this and that and the other. And, it's like, if you have to just grab at straws to try to make somebody be into you, there's another sign that something's wrong with you. And if you're running around telling people, don't, I'm going to tell you this, but don't tell other people. That's obviously, you don't want your parents to put your ass in a fucking padded cell, which he should have been put in a padded cell a long time ago. But truth be told, he would manipulate the staff at the psych hospital. Although they're used to that. They're professionals. They're used to that. If you're court ordered to go to a psych facility, they're used to you lying. They're used to you saying that you used to be the president of the United States. They're used to you saying that you're actually Jesus and you died and you came back in human form. They're used to all that shit. So he'd blend right in. Okay? One of my friends, I'm not going to say who, but one of my friends told me, I hope she don't mind me talking about it, this mofo that was wanting to be with her and all this other claims that he made $80,000 as a baggage handler for an airport. That's executive level. That's like assistant, what do they call it now? The executive assistant or whatever. That's kind of on that level. But somebody toting bags around, pushing bags around, you ain't gonna make that much money. Why would you lie about something that can be confirmed? Why would you lie? And liars do it all the time. Why would you lie about something that all they have to do is research it? You're a lying sack of shit. And of course they could tell you anything that you want to hear because they're trying to manipulate you, okay? So that is the purpose of the lying, to try to wiggle out of problems, to perpetrate something that you're not, to be accepted, have more people accept you and think that you're awesome because you done splurted all this shit out of your mouth. And I'm just a good person like Robin Hood. And I have a good heart and a good soul. Meanwhile, the person is a dead person on the inside. I told you that narcs are dead on the inside. Lee Hammock is a self-aware narcissist. His channel is Mental Healness, Healness, if I know how to spell. And he said that narcissists have feelings, but they hate to feel, so they don't. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he's on the lower end of the spectrum. Now, don't get me wrong. He's still a narcissist. And narcissists can still ruin your life regardless of what level they're at. And he's been to comprehensive therapy for 4 years. So he has learned how to get in touch with possibly feelings that were oppressed or something, or weren't really, I don't know, they're so deep that therapy may have given him the ability to go deep inside of himself and pull those emotions out. I don't know. But all the narcs that I've known, they don't have feelings at all. They just don't. They don't even let the feelings come out accidentally because there's nothing to come out. They have feelings for themselves. They have emotions for themselves. They have love for themselves. But they are so convincing with their bullshit. So convincing. Okay? You know, Hippie was part of the mafia, and his daughter Amanda got killed, and the mother was hit by a drunk driver, and all this stuff, and it's a fucking lie. And he also told me not to tell his parents about the grandkid. Don't tell them about that. You know why? Because everything is a fucking lie. That's why they can't know, because they don't want to he don't want to go in a padded cell. But he needs to be in a fucking padded cell. He needs to be in a padded cell somewhere. Okay? Wearing a straitjacket singing, "Old MacDonald had a farm." I mean, seriously. He's off. He's fucking off. Anybody who's affiliated with the mafia for real, they never tell you. They never talk about that shit. There's this dumb bitch that I used to be friends with. She's got so many mental illnesses, it's unreal. She's not a dumb bitch because she has mental illnesses. She's a dumb bitch because she won't do fuck all about it. She'd rather poison everyone around her. She'd rather tell everybody what to do, what not to do. The only person she doesn't control is her father. Her father is her husband. Her father is her man. All he has to do is say, bam, do it. Get on your hands and knees and scrub this floor with a toothbrush. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Almighty Father. Yes. Anything else you want me to do, sir? Yes. Lick my shoes clean while you're down there. Okay. So she's got somebody who actually rules her. Her father rules her. Every other person that she knows is to be lied to, tricked, manipulated, toyed with, having sex with your the psychological part of you, your psyche, having sex with your psyche. That's what the fuck they do. They tell you that down is up and up is down. You cannot question yourself. That's also called gaslighting. When they tell you something that's real that isn't real, that is gaslighting. You didn't see this. You didn't hear that. I never told you that. Where'd you get that from? Okay. It's called gaslighting. Once you know the terminology, you understand what is happening. And you're like, oh, I know what this is. Now, I don't know, misrepresenting yourself and saying that all these things are true and this is what happened and blah, 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 blah. That's a form of gaslighting too, because they're telling you that this is the reality when it's clearly not. So that's a form of gaslighting as well. And then there's triangulation, right? My ex, like a woman would tell a guy, and the woman is a narc. My ex-boyfriend's trying to get back with me, right? Or my ex-husband, he's never gotten over me, and we're divorced, but he just can't move on. Is that true? Probably not. Probably not. If she's a narcissist, he's thanking his lucky stars that he got the hell away from her ass. But hear her tell it because she wants her new man to be jealous. My ex-husband's all over me. He just will not leave me alone. I don't understand what's wrong with him. He needs to move on. Don't believe everything that comes flying out of somebody's yapper. I want you to research it. I want you to talk to people, deliberately talk to people who are close to them, see what they say. And if you need to do it when the narc isn't there, that's what you do. That's what you do. And do I have his parents' address still? Hippie's parents' address? Yes, I do, because I wrote it down. So whatever I lost in my phone is gone, but I wrote that shit down. Okay? So, I'd love to have a conversation with them one day. I would flip their damn skull around. Their head would be spun around like a freaking owl. You know how an owl turns its head all the way down? That's what their head would do. It would do a complete freaking swivel because their mind would be blown at how off their child is. They would be totally blown away by how off his rocker he is. Blown away. So, I worked in the medical field, as you guys know. I worked with, well, all of us have, no matter what your career field is, you're going to work with somebody who's woo. Either customers are going to be woo, or your coworkers could be woo. So you're going to work with somebody who's off at some point. They got a rage problem, or they lie, or they are trying to manipulate the company to get money back, and they shouldn't get money back because it's against policy or whatever. I mean, somebody's always trying to run game. But I don't have a problem with the fact that people have issues. I have a problem with the fact that they refuse to do anything about those issues. They refuse. So far as I'm concerned, because they are destroying everyone they know, and they're manipulating and lying to everyone they know, I think you should be punished until you die. I think somebody should always come after you. I think you should lose everybody that's close to you. Well, they don't really have anybody close to them, and the people that are close to them never see who they really are. So they don't even know who that person is. So they're not really friends with you. They're friends with who you pretended to be. So, you know. I was lucky because there were a few narcs that I was engaged to. I was with one for 20 plus years and finally divorced his ass. And then I met someone right after him who is a narcissist also. Here's another thing that they'll do. We're going to put the shit on the fucking table today. We're going to put the meat and taters on the table. We're not going to hold nothing back. Y'all know me. I go there. I don't give a shit. I want to educate you. I want you to realize what you're putting up with. I want you to recognize bullshit when it comes flying at you. I want you to realize that, oh, that's bullshit coming my way. I want you to fucking know how extensive these lies go. Okay? The lies, the extent of the lies is just unfucking real. Okay? The dumb bitch that I was friends with, I'm going to go off a tangent. Her brother was dying of cirrhosis of the liver. Get ready for the fantastical lie that goes with that. Are you fucking ready? You better put your seatbelt on. I'm telling you. Get ready. So if someone's terminal, it's obvious that they're going to die at some point, even though she lied and said she had stomach cancer and pancreatic cancer, and she never had any symptoms. Year after year after year after year, she had zero symptoms. Zero symptoms. Okay, so obviously that's a bone-faced fucking lie. She wasn't on chemo like she said she was. She's a fucking liar. I can't stand that shit. How many times was I really bent out of shape because I thought the bitch was dying? Because she didn't reveal all her bitchiness. She revealed it slowly over a term of several years. It got gradually worse because when they don't seek therapy, they get worse. They get fucking worse. So they ruin everybody's life. Her father, because she kisses his ass, he'll never see well, he knows she's off too. Because he told my previous friend lives with her son. Because she sponges off of him, she takes advantage of him, she manipulates him financially. She's a fucking snake. And her father, the same person she worships, told the grandson, who's grown, you should put her out. Put her out. Put her ass out. He's not going to do it because they're codependent on each other and they're addicted to each other. Society feels sorry for people like this instead of going after them, instead of exposing them. Society feels sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them because your dumb ass won't get therapy. You will not do self-help. You will not find out what the fuck's wrong with you. It does not disturb you because you have no soul. It doesn't disturb you that you're manipulating and hurting other people. You don't tell somebody you're dying and have them literally crying over you because she didn't reveal all her hatred at that point. And when I found out she lied, well, too bad you didn't die. I'm a cold bitch because I am tired of it. I've been dealing with them ever since I came out of my mother's ooh-ha. I've been dealing with it all my life. So yes, you do reach a point where you're like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I think I told her in an email before I cut her off completely, because I'm gonna go for your throat. Trying to embarrass me in public and everything else. She's fucking, we won't go there. But I told her in an email, I said, too bad you didn't die. Because a lot of people would have avoided a lot of heartache. A lot of people would have avoided a lot of heartache. She stayed with a guy. He wanted a kid. This was back whenever. And she knew she couldn't have kids, but she stayed with him. She never told him she couldn't have kids. She was manipulating him. But people feel sorry for them, and they want to protect them. Oh, well, they can't help it. They've got issues. Right, they won't do a fucking thing about it. So you're going to pay. You're going to pay because people are going to abandon you. You're going to pay because someone's going to tell everybody who you are, who you really are, not who the fuck you pretended to be. Okay? People are going to get tired of it. If they see you in public and you start the nicey nice, they're going to embarrass you in front of God and everybody. And yes, I've done that too. This mofo, he lurks in the public library looking for women to try to target, to be with. And he's got his own business, and he's got this, and he's got that. If you got your own business, you wouldn't be lurking in a public library, because you wouldn't have time to lurk in a library. You would have computers at your own business. You wouldn't have to sit in a library hunting for women. Anyway, moving right along. Once you know the terminology, you recognize the behavior when it happens. And another thing that the bitch did, the dumb bitch, when I was with her father, it was like me, her son, and her father, because her son was having surgery. So we were all at the facility where he was going to have his surgery at. And what happened? She has said a bunch of bullshit. She was affiliated with the mafia too. Did you know all narcissists were mafia? Did you know that? Amazing. I know 3 people who pretended that they were affiliated with the mafia. 3. And all of them are lying off their ass. I mean, my God, they lie as casual as you and I breathe. They just lie like a rug. They lie like a rug. Quit laughing, y'all. It's not funny. So anyway, we were there at the facility. Quit laughing, y'all. We were at the facility, and we're waiting for her son to have his surgery. And all of a sudden she said, she told me a lot of lies, that her dad would know that those are lies. And she goes, don't be saying nothing in front of my dad. And I was like, what? And I think I made a joke about something, and she didn't know if I was going to go further with that joke, so she just wanted to stop me right then. And she goes, stop right now. And I was like, what? She goes, right now. Right in front of her dad. She's like, eeh. One time she did that, by the way, she also has, I researched the shit out of it. She has dissociative disorder, where you're disconnected from reality. Yeah, I'm part of the mafia. That's called dissociative identity. And you don't know who you are. You just don't. So you just start making lies about yourself. She has dissociative identity disorder, which is also used to be called multiple personality disorder. And I wish that I had, when she would go from having a good day and being a nice person to, bah! And you're sitting there going, I wish I had a mirror in my pocket, and I wish I had the ability, I don't know what to use as a mirror. This is a moisturizer for my hair, okay? I wish I had pretend it's a mirror. I wish I had the ability when she was, put the mirror in front of her face and say, who's that person? Who's that? Seriously. So she could get a look at who's inside of her. Honey, I could write a book. The mental illness in Missouri is insane. The drug abuse in Missouri is insane. The meth addiction is insane. People cannot handle themselves, so they do escapism, alcoholism, drug activity. Let's see, drug addiction, alcohol addiction. They refuse to get mental health unless they're made to go, either by their family or their job, or somebody makes them go. You're acting like a lunatic. You need to get blood work. You need to find out if there's something wrong with you. Okay? They don't want to do that. They just want to, they're like a, I'm going to just tell you, because I've dealt with so much mental illness, okay? I mean, so much. My God, my God, my God. I've dealt with so much of it, including my parents. I ain't gonna lie, you know, my parents too. You get to the point where you feel, you're just not really, you're not really shocked when you meet another crazy person, because you're so used to it that, and this is dangerous, you become desensitized to it. So when they start acting like a lunatic, you're not really shocked because you grew up with that. And that's a dangerous state to be in, because we have to recognize what is healthy, what's normal, and what's not. And acting like a lunatic and having a normal conversation like how I'm talking to you now, and then, you know, yeah, it's a great day and I've got a few errands to run and that kind of thing, and then out of nowhere, that's not normal. Okay? And when she did it, I sat there like this. And then I got up and I left. I was like, that's it, I'm done. They live in a fantasy world. Dissociative identity. She was having an affair with a married man. Well, supposedly didn't have sex with him. Supposedly. She was trying to have sex with him because she wanted to give it to him so good he left his wife. She met him on a dating site. Yes, another man, married man on a dating site. Okay? She's got lupus, chronic pain, and everything else, and she drove 8 hours to go see this man who's married. And she was stressed out that she was trying to throw her, you know, send pictures of fancy bras, because he's a tit man. Send you fancy bras, red bras, black bras, showing her tits, showing her tits, showing her tits, because she's trying to get him so swirled in the head that he says, oh, I never seen a pair of tits like that, I'm leaving my wife. And of course he never did. Drove 8 hours with chronic pain to see a married man. And one day she was stressed because he wouldn't leave his wife, okay? But he told her whatever she wanted to hear. But she read more into the situation than reality. And then one day she came in, and she looked peaceful. She looked peaceful. I mean, like relaxation. Like if you had a really good night's sleep. Y'all have to bear with me. Pardon me. I went outside and it's chilly and my nose is running, so bear with me. Sorry. It's life. It's real life, right? So she told me, let's see. She had peace in her face. Like her whole face just looked like she had a really good night's sleep, and it was just all the muscles in her face were relaxed. And I said, what? What's up with you? She goes, he's leaving his wife. I said, are you serious? Yeah, he's leaving his wife. She bought herself an engagement ring. She wore the ring. She said he finally, and she didn't tell me that she was engaged. I saw the ring on her finger. And I said, what is that? Is that what I think it is? She goes, yeah. I said, you gotta be shitting me. She said, no, we're engaged. How did he propose? He put the ring on my finger and said, you're gonna marry me. I was like, okay. Let me explain something to y'all. That was a lie. That was a complete lie. When I finally cut her off for good, okay, you got somebody crying over you because you're going to die, because they don't realize the full effect of how much of a monster you truly are. They think that even though you're mentally off, there's still a good person inside there. You got somebody crying over you because you're going to die. But you're not going to die because you're lying. I mean, y'all have to realize that I don't want you to underestimate how insidious their behavior is. I don't want you glossing it over. I don't want you to act like, well, you know, people are deceptive. No. No. When somebody pretends they're dying to play with your emotions and have you crying over them, baby, that's not something you could just shrug off. I'm sorry. You can't. I eventually got over it. It took me a long time. I wanted to choke the holy fuck out of her. You don't do that to people. It's not fucking normal. Hey, I'm dying. Really? We sat there and I cried and she held me while I cried. I got us rings that were identical rings so we would have a connection. The ring said, I'm trying to think. Friendship, let's see. Friendship is the thread that ties two souls together, and it was a spinner ring. And I got it for both of us. One, I bought two. One for her, one for me. But it was all based on a lie. So, I mean, I don't want you to lose your compassion and your empathy. I want you to put yourself in that situation where somebody fucked with your head like that. Somebody pretended that they were dying. Okay? What Hippie did is just a fantasy in his head. He's just psychologically spun out of control. But when someone takes it to the level of, and he hid all the lies from his parents because he don't want them to know that he's off his rocker, which they already know that he's off his rocker. That's probably why they throw money at him. Anyway, they don't want to deal with his ass. But she took it too far. Trying to take a married man from his wife. Pretending she's dying. Holding you while you cry because she's dying. You cry to the point where you're trying to fight the tears and you've got a huge knot in your throat. These motherfuckers are insidious. They are rattlesnakes. I don't want you to ever underestimate the damage, the extent of the damage that they cause. I consider them human tsunamis. Hurricanes, tsunamis, blizzards, all of that combined in one. The amount of destruction. You thought a tornado was destructive? Try dealing with somebody who's completely gone up here. Completely gone. And you know what else? You're not going to hear a lot of people talk about this, but we're going to go there. The same people who kiss their ass are usually the same people they can't stand. Whoa. The more you do for them, the more they hate you. The more you do for them, the more they hate your guts. Okay? So you go on the page of, I did this for this person, I did that for this person, went out of my way for you. Right. They take advantage of that and they resent you for it, because I do believe on some level they feel that they don't deserve that because they never had the proper love growing up. Even if they were overindulged and their parents gave them everything, that is a form of child abuse. Because you're not preparing them for the world. You're teaching them that the world's going to kiss your butt and do everything that we do for you. And the world doesn't give a rat's ass what your parents have done. You're going to stand in the back of the line like every damn body else. All right? You're not Victor Newman from Young and the Restless, where the world just automatically bows down because you're Victor freaking Newman. You get into the back of the goddamn line like every damn body else. You're going to wait for a free table like every damn body else. You're not going to get special table, special service because of who you are and because your parents have kissed your behind your whole life. It doesn't work like that. So it's a form of child abuse. You're not preparing them for the real world and you're not teaching them to be an adult. So it's a form of abuse. People can get mad all day and twice on Sunday. Everybody has a right to be mad. So, I don't know. If somebody were to say, and I'm just talking all this off the top of my head today, I didn't really have a specific topic, so kind of going there, just kind of going for the gold. If someone were to say, what did you learn from all of that? From all of the mental abuse, the psychiatric abuse, the psychological abuse, I should say. Psychological abuse, dealing with a Mount Everest worth of mentally off people. What did you learn from all that? What I learned was not everybody can be trusted, obviously. Everybody who comes off as your friend is not necessarily your friend. And I think one of the biggest things is you will know, the Bible says you will know them by their fruit. They will reveal who they are eventually. The time frame we don't necessarily know. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a couple of months. In some cases, it could be a couple of years. And let me tell you something else, honey bunny. If you are seeing this person or married to this person or whatever, and they're never home, they're never around because their job takes them traveling, different places, whatever, truck driver, traveling businessman, traveling salesman, contractor, whatever the hell it is, and they're never around, it's going to take you 2 to 3 to 4 times as long to find out who they really are, because it's easy for them when they do show up. It's easy for them for it to be a honeymoon because y'all never see each other. Did I go there? Yes, I did. My ex was a truck driver. I went on the road with him, so I did see his hatefulness at times. And I thought that was just him being an asshole, which was true, he was. But there was a whole lot more to it than that. There was manipulation and cheating and playing me with money and just being conniving, period. Mood swings all over the place. We're having a great time, and all of a sudden he's got a pissified attitude. They get to the point where they can no longer hide who they are. They can hide it for a very long time, especially when they're not around or you don't see them very often. And I'm going to tell you what Lee Hammock said. And like I said, he's a self-aware narcissist. He's in psychotherapy. So he's actually a mature adult. And he takes responsibility for how he treats his family. What the fuck is wrong with him? Anyway, I'm really proud of it. I am. I'm very proud of him. He's going to stay in counseling for the rest of his life if that's what it takes. Where was I going with all that? Anyway, whatever. He takes responsibility for his own actions. And I'm really, like I said, I cannot be more proud of him. I never thought I'd have an online friend who's a narcissist. If someone were to tell me that, you're going to meet somebody and you're going to think he's really cool, and he's going to be really funny and entertaining and full of education about narcissism, but y'all going to be friends online, I'd be like, you must be smoking something. Okay? You must be huffing and puffing on something. But yeah, the longer you don't see that person, the more they can, oh, I know what it was. The longer you don't see them, the longer they can pretend to be a nice person. That's why I refused. I'm never going to be with another truck driver again. I'll probably never be with anyone again anyway, because I don't like what's out there. And I'm not giving you my push just because you can't control your hormones. So screw you and the boat you rode in on. My V belongs to me and it goes wherever the hell I go. I'm in charge of the V, not you. So anyway, Lee said the mask is going to slip. He said the mask, for those of you that don't know, that is who they pretend to be. And my God, there's no limit to how fake they are. Fake, fake, fake. Phony, 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 fake, liar, pretender, faker, pretender, phonier. Okay? They're fucking fake. The energy that they put into being phony is just mind-blowing. The costume they put on is just mess your brain up. Anyway, he said the mask, which is the fake person when they have the mask on, that's the fake person. He said the mask is heavy. The mask is heavy. Okay? And we wear it all the time until we're tired of wearing it, and we do get tired of wearing it. It's heavy. It's hard being fake. And this is coming directly out of a narcissist's mouth. You're not meeting them. You're meeting their representative. Was it Chris Rock that said that a long time ago? You're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative. There you go. So the weapon that they use in the beginning is, we talked about this before, is speed. I know I met you last week, but we're in love. We need to move in together. We need to get married. I need to get you pregnant. Look at here. Look at here. I made up my mind when I was in my 20s that I wasn't having kids. Because I am not going to raise them by myself. And I'm not going to have I'm not going to be biologically, I'm going to have kids and they're going to be connected to a bastard for the rest of my life. Nah. This child wasn't playing that game. I'm not going to be a single mom. Fuck that shit. So that's one of the many reasons why I didn't have children. No, I mean, like, wow. But yeah, the mask is going to slip. I'm like all over the map today. But anyway, the mask is going to slip. It's heavy. Being phony and fake. They exert so much energy into being fake that for them, it probably feels tiring. It probably literally makes them tired. They'll say, oh, I'm tired. I had a long week at work. No, bitch. You ain't tired from that. You tired from being a fake son of a bitch or just being a bitch, period. You're tired of being fake. That's the real reason your dumb ass is tired. It ain't got shit to do with work. Liar. Ain't got shit to do with that. You just tired of doing the fake dance. I'm a good person. I'm like Robin Hood. Steal from the rich and give to the poor. Yay. I can't fucking breathe. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. He showed off about his hippie. He showed off about his car. And like my friend said, he goes, what's he laughing at? What the fuck are you showing off about? That looks like a family car. I said, I know, exactly. All right. It's stupid. That's something parents would drive around. Okay? That's not really a sports car. That's not exactly a Ferrari. Sit your ugly ass down, you scarecrow-looking motherfucker. Okay, I'm on a roll. I'm in rare form today. There might be a full moon tonight. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the story there. Yeah. My son is doing well in training. I have some homework to do with him. I'm not looking forward to it. But I have homework to do with him before Monday because that's his next training session. And he's doing better. Now, does he still have little moments where he thinks he's the boss? Yes. And I will do what I was taught to do with him. You grab him up and you growl at him. And there's times that he growls back. And I will literally pin his ass to the floor. Kabam! And I will hold him there. I obviously don't hurt him, don't trip. But I will hold him there because that's what his mom would do in the wild. She would snatch him up and literally fling him to the ground. Or that's what the alpha male or the alpha female will do. Literally body slam them. Now, I pin him. I don't body slam him. I don't want to break his ribs, okay? But I do get his attention. And I do let him know, you ain't in control of shit. So the trainer said, that's my dog. He's an Ossador, Australian Shepherd and Lab mix, for those who don't know. He's going to be 16 weeks at the end of this month, April. So, his trainer said, how did he put it? He said, in the wild, there is no question that he would be the alpha. I said, oh, I know. Trust me, I know. Oh, and when he was humping my arm, remember I told you he was jigging my arm on my arm, okay? That wasn't a sexual thing. That was a dominance thing. He was trying to exert dominance on me. And he tried to do it the other day, and I pinned him to the ground. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. No. You ain't in control of nothing. You're not in control of a zip. Okay? What else? He would have his jaws open all day, every day, like using his teeth as a weapon, and I had to hold him like this with my hand under here so he couldn't bite my hand. That has almost completely stopped after his first training session. That almost completely stopped because the trainer jumped his world, grabbed him by here, and you do like that with their head, so their head's doing that, and you go, and they go, oops, I'm sorry. Okay, you have to exert that dominance. So I'm sitting in front of the fan, so my eyes water. You have to exert that dominance. And yes, I've had to do a lot of growling, and I'm a female, right? So it sounds more intimidating coming from a man because the man has a deeper voice. But I've been practicing my growl, and I have shown my teeth at him, and I have pinned his ass down. So, you know, we're getting lower and lower and lower on the aggression scale. He's not barking and growling at people as much as he was. Well, he did growl a couple times, and I jumped his ass for that because that's not appropriate. Knock it off. But there's still a tiny part of him that thinks he's still the boss, and I'm working on that daily, literally daily. So, yeah, he's a mess. And even females, I've seen a female, my best friend who wasn't mentally off. Thank God, some people are fucking normal. I had a key to her house. I would take care of her house when she was gone, and I would take care of the dogs when she was gone. I mean, they were like my kids too. And whenever she had Susie first, who's a mixed breed, and she eventually got Winston. She got him eventually. Susie would hump his face. That is obviously not a sexual thing. She doesn't have a penis, right? And she's not gonna. You don't have sex that way, right? Obviously. And so she was doing that out of dominance with him. This is my house. I was here before you. Don't forget that. So even though it appears to be a sexual thing, it wasn't. It was dominance. So yeah, he tried to hump my arm the other day. I know what he does. His arms like this on my arm. And I know instantly what that means. I will knock him off of me and pin him to the ground. Like, no, I'm the alpha. You're not. Knock that shit off. And so he'll lay there like, okay, fine. Right. You're not the boss. So, yeah, so that's how that goes. His training is going exceptionally well. And, yeah, if you want any more information in regards to that, let me know. And see y'all next time. Love you. Bye.